Alright, so we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to run this board. Now the first thing you want to do is get back here, flip this little switch to on. It's going to ding. It's going to ask you to resume the game. We usually hit no. And then it's going to ask that. You just hit yes. It's going to ask the radio settings. Just hit enter. And then your board will be coming on in just a moment. Like over there. So here's a simple way of doing things. So score +1, this is home team. So it will be home team +1. Anytime you hit the score or foul, that will pop up. So if they get a basket, hit +2, +3, that's for home. This one's for guest, same thing, +1. You got to make sure to listen to the click because these buttons have been used for quite a bit, so make sure you're listening. If you mess up, like let's say you gave them a 3-point basket and it was a 2, your score -1. Double check there. Now your other thing is team fouls. So basically all you gotta do is hit enter, just hit the +1 if it's for us. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that part. Just mainly you're worried about keeping track of the team fouls, like up on the board. You're worried about score and you're worried about fouls. All right. So continuing on here. So what we're gonna do next, the clock. So set main clock. You gotta really push down on that button. So each quarter is 6 minutes. So it's 6, 0, 0, 0. Gotta do it 3 times because you have your 1/10 of a second. Hit enter. Put it up there. Now let's say a team calls a timeout. Let's say we call a timeout. So we're gonna call a timeout. We hit the home timeout. And it's gonna give you 2 options. It's gonna be full. So that's where they say full timeout. They stretch out their arms, say full. Hit the down arrow that says partial. That's called a 30-second timeout. So whatever one you use, you put it in there. So let's say they do full. The referee tells you full. Hit enter. It runs. It's an automatic clock. It does not affect that clock. It is its own separate clock. If you need to turn it off for some reason, they finish the timeout early. Hit timeout on off. Now every quarter you have to reset team fouls. You hit it right here. Clear team fouls. It's going to give you a message, reset them, hit yes. And it will reset the fouls to 0. Now every quarter you do the period thing. Put in period. Simple as that. That's pretty much the gist of it. So anytime you do new game, you hit menu. It's going to ask you new game, hit enter. Give you a new game. And don't forget about the set main clock. You really have to push this button down. It's kind of hard to do. Set main clock, and you can put in however much time you need. 6-minute quarters. Pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, hopefully we can help you out with that one. Other than that, that's all there is to it. Oh, one more thing. So in between like the first and second quarter, there's this button called timeout on off. So between first and second quarter, you can hit this button and it'll say timeout select. Basically, it's just your 1 minute between first and second. Hit that, hit enter. It'll run. It doesn't affect your clock at all. To turn it off, timeout on off. That's the gist of it.